Welcome to the Discover Health podcast, where we explore the power of gut health, nutrition, and lifestyle to help you feel your best every day. I'm Dr. Josh Sharp, your guide on this journey to better digestion, more energy, and overall well-being. Each week, we'll dive into expert insights, practical tips, and real-life strategies to help you discover health. Ready to start discovering? Let's hit the trail. Welcome back to another episode of Discover Health Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Joshua Sharp, and joining me today is my new friend and very special guest, Phillip Wilson from Relax Saunas. Phillip is the visionary behind Relax Saunas of Momentum and one of North America's leading educators on far infrared therapy. For more than 25 years, he has traveled the world teaching science, the stories, and the real-world transformations behind infrared light. How this invisible wavelength can restore vitality, clear toxins, and energize the body at a cellular level. Phil's spoken at hundreds of wellness conferences, integrative medical events, and biohacking summits, where his blend of humor, practical science, and inspiring case studies consistently captivate audiences. His mission is simple: to help people understand that true healing accelerates when the body is supported by the right kind of light. Thanks for joining me today, Phil.
It's a pleasure. It's good to be here, Joshua.
This is a topic that I love discussing. As my hardcore listeners would note, I've already had a few episodes about light management, a little bit about light therapy, but you're going to add so much more to that topic. And so I'm really excited to hear your story. Before we get too much into the science, one of the things I really love to do is figure out the why people do what they do. How did they get into the work that they're doing? So if you would, can you give us your personal health story and background into what led you into this far infrared light therapy?
I've been into herbal therapies and fasting since 1971. I started selling herbal vitamins in 73, full-time in 76, opened up a health food store in 1980, started selling massage tools and herbs, and I got into fasting in 71. I was like driven because of some inner experiences I had back in 1970 and 71, and my whole body chemistry changed, and I couldn't do caffeine or coffee anymore. Had to go off of it. Had to get energy, and so I started doing dates and figs and cashews. That was about 80% of my diet way back then. And we got into herbal formulas like ginseng and gotu kola, and then got into the American herb, got into medicinal mushrooms and green powders, and spirulina, the superfoods, the algaes, and side, you name it, I got into it way back in those early days and having a lot of fun. Got into yoga, meditating, selling massage tools, rebounders, and Virgin devices back in the early 80s. So basically, what Sherry Rogers pointed out in the book is that she got all these people better with saunas. And that spawned an industry. Now, it turns out that most of your wooden infrared saunas are great. The portable saunas are great, and even the finished saunas are great. But, I want you to know that a far infrared sauna is not a sauna. Finished saunas work with heat. They heat the outside. Far infrared, this is what they've been saying for 25 years and more. The infrared sauna, heats the inside. In other words, the vibration. Dr. Yamaguchi's did a lot of research in Japan, and he says that the far infrared energy from 7 to 14 microns specifically, that's the wavelength that vibrates the water molecules in your body. Your body temperature is going to get hot. Now, if you search PubMed.com, what happens when you have a fever? Why is Hippocrates so into this fever stuff that the medical doctors seem to want to get rid of? God knows why. When it's nature's process of healing the body. It's cleansing the body. That's what we want to do. Purification is one of my favorite words. I love being purified. That means you get rid of the dross and all the emotional, mental baggage that leaves along with the physical toxins. Well, with an honors degree in mathematics and 4 years of graduate work in mathematics, studying the foundations and history and philosophy of mathematics, creativity, psychology, and philosophy, that qualifies me to be an educator of far infrared light and what it does to the body. It's we are far infrared light beings, and water is a far infrared molecule, and our bodies are actually repositories for far infrared light in the same way that a solar panel is a repository of sunlight and it stores energy. So we store far infrared energy because we are far infrared light beings. We don't store red light. We don't store green. We don't store near infrared because we are far infrared light beings, and that's something people, need to learn. There's so much confusion right now with light. Well, the light that we shine is far infrared ray, and our physical eyes cannot perceive it, but we can perceive it, but our eyes cannot. Snakes can see far infrared light, and that's how they catch their prey at night. Turtle eggs are notorious for absorbing the far infrared light from the sun that goes through the sand and vibrates and resonates with the water in turtle eggs, and that enables the embryo to eventually become transformed into a turtle. Whole purpose of far infrared saunas, and I've been saying this for 23 years, is to vibrate your water molecules. It does that one only thing. Now, when you vibrate the water molecules, it turns out that that's actually charging the water. And most people do not know that the far infrared light from 7 to 14 microns, we're 9.4, water's 8, that wavelength of light increases the structured water in your body 50 to 100%. And it charges the water. This is what people, don't know that. But we're here and we're helping to educate people that far infrared light is the loving light of the sun. It's that, when you go out into the sun on a cold day, on a winter day with a winter coat on, or a hot day, but with a winter coat on a cold day, you close your eyes, and oh my God, with a hot sun, you feel that incredible warmth throughout your body that penetrates, that is like, it's like you almost want to die. It feels so good. Now, Hippocrates, the father of modern medicine, said it this way. He said, "Find me a way to create fever, and I will cure any disease." Now, if you ponder upon what that means, it means he will cure any disease. That's profound. The father of modern medicine is saying, all I got to do is have a fever, and I will cure you of any disease. And the modern medicine people, the doctors, they swear on the Hippocratic oath, especially in the last 4 years. What are they doing? Anyway, I've talked enough. I want to hear about you. And you have the Relax Sauna. You've been using it.
Yep, we love infrared sauna. We've used it for a number of years, and we found it to be particularly helpful. My wife has struggled with chronic Lyme and Epstein-Barr virus and some other things, but low energy, extreme fatigue, hormone issues, gut health issues, stuff like that. But we found a lot of benefit to infrared sauna in helping with detoxification. And I mean, it was pretty impressive the speed at which you can tell that you just feel better, and I like how your company is called Relax Sauna, because I think it gives
Huh.
it gives an indication of what to expect because your body, your cells literally just relax and calm down. And the same is not true when you go outside and you get really hot, being super active, you get really hot. It's not the same. I mean, you get tired, you get worn down, but to be relaxed is essentially calm. And I think that's so true with using the infrared technology and using infrared is, or the far infrared is your cells relax and calm down. So, can I ask you what led you to seek all the natural health stuff and the alternative health stuff or the herbs to begin with? What started that for you?
I was very left brain as sort of like a quasi child prodigy in math, having finished second, third, and fourth in the state of Indiana and national and statewide math exams, and in high school being published 3 or 4 times in a national high school magazine for problem solving. So the courses, the liberal arts courses I took at Indiana University, which is, I think, they're number one. And then I went to Ohio State University for graduate school in mathematics, and they're number two in the football arena. So it's been a rough year for me. But anyway, um, the I took the first computer class ever taught at Indiana University in 1968, and my liberal arts courses was logic in the philosophy department and economics. So there was all math. But even before that, I started becoming very sensitive, and I couldn't do coffee anymore. It made me nervous, it made me hyper, and I got into relaxing and meditating and listening to music. So this is why the Relax Sauna is different than any other sauna, because it gives you 100% far infrared ray, and that gives you the fever, and that has 5 specific properties, and there's more to it than that. But the main thing that's happened, if you search PubMed.com, what happens when you have a fever? Well, I think you're supposed to take Tylenol, right? No. God, no. Help me. This is like, it's like a gift. It's a gift, and it's like a present, and that's because it gets you into the present moment, and that's where all the magic in life happens. And it took me 8 years of selling the Relax Sauna before I realized, as you indicated, why is it called the Relax Sauna? I'm in Atlanta. How do you like the sauna? I've been to 500 expos in the last 23 years, put 150,000 people in the sauna. I've seen 30,000 minor, major miracles. Lady said, "How do you feel?" She said, "Relaxed." 8 minutes later, another lady comes out of the sauna. "How do you feel?" "Relax." Next lady, 8 minutes later, "How do you feel?" "Relax." I said, damn, I finally figured out why they call it the relax sauna. Never dawned on me before then, and that's how we are in life. The relax sauna not only detoxifies me, but revitalizes me. And people go into the sauna at conferences, they come out and they say, "I don't understand it. I feel really relaxed, and yet I feel energized." And that's the way it's supposed to be. But then all of a sudden, the mitochondria get activated in a way that doesn't happen normally. Now, red light and near infrared can activate the mitochondria, but we clean up the terrain by detoxifying the body, because when you get in the relaxed sauna or any far infrared sauna or any infrared sauna and you have the far infrared light, that's going to mobilize the lymphatic system. Dr. Yamaguchi says, the guy from Japan who does the research, that the far infrared between 7 and 14 microns will vibrate the water molecule. This will weaken the ionic bonds and release toxic poisonous gases, sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, release heavy metals, and mobilize the lymphatic system to do its magic. It'll activate the circulatory system to get rid of pain and get rid of inflammation and to get rid of stagnation in the body. We all know that a stagnant pond is a breeding ground for mold and bacteria. And if you have areas of your body where there's stagnant, that's where there's mold and bacteria, and a stagnant pond is a breeding ground for mosquitoes, you get the stagnation out. In the future, when they look at the medical system in the Americas in the late 1900s, in the early 2000s, they're gonna say, "My these guys are barbarians." Their practices, go back to traditional natural medicine where sunlight is so important. Paul Bragg, fresh water, fresh sunlight. Sunlight is like one of the most beautiful things in the world. I'm a lover of the sun. I love to get suntanned and sometimes a little bit of a burn. By Dr. Yamaguchi says that the far infrared light between 7 and 14 micron is an antidote for microwave EMF. And it's an antidote for, believe it or not, sunburn. So I've been at these conferences for the last 23 years, putting people into the Relax Sauna, and people come around, especially when I do shows in Florida or San Diego or wherever, and people say, "I have a sunburn, pain 7, 8." I said, "Oh, great, go into the sauna and miracles will happen." They say, That's the last place I'd want to go with a sunburn." No, 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 do it. I put 7 or 8 people in the Relax Sauna with sunburn pain of 7 or 8, and sometimes they come out with a pain of half or mostly no pain at all. Wow, that's because it vibrates the water molecules and for some reason hydrates the body. And that makes the skin. Everyone who goes in the Relax Sauna, especially Karen Russell, 2007, she had lead and mercury toxicity on 30 straight medical reports for the last 2.5 years. Way. She gets a Relax Sauna. She writes us a month and a half later. My blood report came back normal for the first time in 2.5 years on mercury and lead. And by the way, I lost my fat content went from 35% to 18%. My cellulite, I lost 67% of my cellulite. Actually, she said it improved, but she really meant it was reduced. And my skin was no longer dry and it looked radiant. One tells me, for example, that I have pretty skin, but I didn't know I wasn't supposed to. See, when you go on those, sometimes I filled out these forms. What kind of drugs are you on? I said, damn it, I didn't know I was supposed to be on drugs. I think Nixon said, say no to drugs. So I took it seriously. But anyway, I've gone on and on. But we have, if you go to the YouTube channel, relaxsaunas.com is our website, relaxsaunas.com. But if you go to YouTube and put in Relax Sauna testimonials, and you'll find out that there's about 20 of them. And then you go to the Relax Sauna website and do a search for Lyme. There's about 20 what do you call them? Testimonials where people say, a year after I bought my roommate the Relax Sauna, she didn't have any symptoms anymore. A doctor, his wife was 75% better from Lyme disease, and then the doctor said, "Okay, you need to get a far and fit sauna." He got the Relax Sauna, and within weeks or months, she was up to 95% functioning, because it's not normal not to function well, whatever that means. But see, the Relax Sauna and far infrared in general, now most of the saunas are 50-50. Like, I could not wear a cotton polyester 50-50 shirt. It's like I couldn't breathe, because the polyester doesn't let you breathe, but the cotton does. But still, it didn't go good. And so the saunas that are 50-50, see, the Relax Sauna far infrared energy is soft and loving. And the near infrared goes in, it's so far away from our frequency. Near infrared is between 0.76 microns and 2. We're 9.4. It's too far, not close enough. So we resist it. We can tell it's not us. And that resistance causes stress. And so the near infrared energy is a little harsh. And so when we have a mixture of harsh and soft, 50-50, it's still called harsh. It's like so the far infrared is soft and loving, and that feels really good.
What are the benefits of fever in the body?
So when we talked about the 5 different things that having a fever does, the lymphatic system, the circulatory system, the parasympathetic nervous system. It floods the body with oxygen, therefore it helps the respiratory system, and it activates the mitochondria. But in reality, because it charges the water, and the whole world is run by water, and what happens is that it activates not just those systems of the body, but all the 12 main systems of the body: the endocrine system, the digestion system, the vascular system, the reproductive system, the nervous system, all 12, whatever they are. I don't remember them all. I can remember about 8 or 9 offhand, but it gives momentum. It charges it gets the circulation going. It's like they say in the literature in the first day of medical school or something, that this is like for a 4 to 6 mile run, and 15 minutes in a fire and fit sauna is like 4 to 6 mile run, or a 45-minute cardiovascular workout in terms of getting the body to move. And movement is very, very important because that breaks inertia. Inertia is the most negative law in the universe, and the law of momentum will always overcome the law of inertia. So we have 6 cancer clinics to sell the Relax Sauna to their patients. There's a place in Colorado, I think Golden, Colorado, called Eden Ranch. They do fever bath therapy. They actually have the bath temperature to 108, 112. Now, I know that 104, when I'm at 104, 105, my dead skin starts melting. And it's like you get to 108, 112, that's hot. And they
Yeah.
do all this other stuff to you. And you go and visit for a week or 2 weeks, and then you go home. And so as a temporary point to that, they sell you a Relax Sauna. Dr. Paul Anderson, who taught at Bastyr Naturopathic College for 25 years, has advanced application of medical practice conferences, says that he can get the body temperature up to 101.5, 101.9 all the time. And that's a lot. He said that's a lot for a sauna. And other saunas can't do this. See, the way to measure the benefits, the therapeutic value of a sauna is heart rate variability. There's a guy who did a study on reddit.com. He says he looked at the research on fire and fit saunas. Oh my gosh, it raises heart rate variability, does all this other stuff. Oh my gosh, I'm going to buy a $250 Amazon sauna and see if it really does all that. No, it didn't. It raised body temperature a half a degree. Rate variability didn't change at all. Got a $500 Amazon sauna reputed to be the best. Same results. Then he got a Relax Sauna, 3.2 degree increase in body temperature. The heart rate variability increase blew him away. It was significantly more than what it said it was. And we were at a conference. We put this guy in the Relax Sauna. He's got his Apple Watch on. Heart rate variability 50. He got in the sauna, went down to 30. Yeah, that's what's expected. When he got out, 136. Blew him away.
Before we close out here, I want to ask you just a couple questions. Number one is protocol. Somebody that's just starting out, what's a good, setting to start at? What's a good length of time to start at? How many times per week is good for a person that's just starting out?
So you can get in the Relax Sauna at home 3 to 4 to 5 to 7 minutes with your clothes on any time. Occasionally, it'll feel so damn good, you'll say, I got time, and then you strip and you do the full sweat. But 20 minutes in the morning is what I do. 10 minutes at night before you go to bed. That's my protocol, and I'll do 6 or 7 times a week in the morning. Sometimes I'll actually get out, drink some water. 8, 12 ounces of water is what I drink before. Some people will want to drink electrolytes because you want to, you don't want to get Charlie horses in the morning, because it gets the toxins out, but sometimes it gets the minerals out too.
And then number two, the second question I would ask is if you have somebody that's very sensitive, like maybe, somebody with POTS or mast cell activation, something like that, is there maybe something they should watch out for, or do they need to be even more careful than, somebody else, just a general user when they're using a sauna?
They definitely have to be more careful because the far infrared light is very subtle for these people, especially. Sometimes people with Lyme disease or POTS or can go on for 7 minutes. It's great. They go on for 8 minutes, and oh my gosh, it's a Herxheimer reaction. And so when that happens, you want to lay low and just back up a little bit, and then steadily, it's something like you're playing with the waves. You want to slowly increase the amount you can do, but if you go too much, then back up. But eventually, you'll get there where you can do it more and more and more. Now, the protocol with the Relax Sauna, I go to conferences all the time, and we put people in generally for 5 to 7 minutes, and say that you will in 5 to 7 minutes with your clothes on, without sweating. You won't sweat generally. Some do, but 95% don't. And I tell them, guaranteed 50% to 100% of your pain will be gone every time in 5 to 7 minutes. See, when at conferences, I said, well, it feels like your grandma's giving you a loving hug, and they don't budge. And then I casually mention what I just said about the pain, and then they wait. And then a minute and a half later, they said, I think I will try it. And when they go in, I mean, migraine, headache, pain, 8, usually takes 3 days to get rid of it, gone in 8 minutes. One person had sciatica problem, pain, 7, 8 pain constantly for the last 6.5 weeks. Occasionally he'd get it down to 3, 4, 5 pain. He'd be able to sleep for an hour or two. Gone. 15 minutes, gone. He decided he wanted to sweat. It was worth it. I tell people there's a crossroads in your life when you're in the Relax Sauna. Do you get out because you don't want to sweat, or do you stay in because you feel so damn good? Now, what we do now, by the way, there was a lady, her husband was a doctor. We went to a mental health conference, and even Rhonda Patrick, who talks all about the Finnish saunas, she says that the far infrared saunas are incredible for getting rid of depression and anxiety. Known research. The Relax Sauna was tested in Taiwan in 2024 in a study. It proved that it gets rid of lead out of pigs. We did another study in 2004 where it increased the circulation and significantly increased the penetration and the circulation compared to a near-infrared light bulb in pigs and in mice and in men. So this recent study on pigs and that original study indicates that if it gets the lead out of pigs, it'll get it out of men and women and mice too.
I've heard that your saunas have even been used by some pro teams. Is that right?
Wow. The Dodgers, they called us up 2 years in a row. They called us up. Can you send two saunas to Citi Field? We were playing the Mets for the national championship in 24. Sure. Okay, because they bought about 6 from us. I got a picture of one of the Dodgers at Citi Field at the Met Stadium in the Relax Sauna during the game. And this year, hey, we want you to send it to Toronto. Can't do that. It's customs. All right. Can you bring it to LA? Yeah, we'll be there. We have people in LA. We brought them a sauna. Got a picture of Travis Smith, strength and conditioning coach of the Dodgers, in front of Dodger Stadium with George, and delivering a Relax Sauna to them. And it must have worked because they won. Those 2 games, they needed that extra edge, and the Relax Sauna, we said, gave them the extra edge.
There you go. That's what did it. Good. Well, thank you so much for sharing. If somebody wanted to learn more about Relax Saunas, or if they wanted to find some more information about you, where could they go to do that? Yeah, we have the saunas on our store on discoverhealth.gethealthy.store. Yeah, we have Relax
Great.
Saunas on there. Yes.
Beautiful. And if you want a lot of information, go to relaxsaunas.com. And oh my gosh, and we have a Substack that you can go to on one of the drop down menus. We've got so much scientific information, so much. We've done a lot of research. There is so much research on far infrared energy, and it's people can't see it because there's so much talk about red light and near infrared light, and they are, like, you got ozone. Ozone's great. And a lot of people. There's two ozone companies that sell ozone saunas, and they both use the Relax Sauna and hyperbaric oxygen chamber. There's cryotherapy. There's microcurrent technology. There's PEMF machines. All these things, and if you have a particular love, you know, and you can call it Batman, and we'll be your Robin. We will make all the other devices work more therapeutically because we detoxify and cleanse the body. And when your body is cleansed, the other technologies will work better. And the only technology that I know of that cleanses and detoxifies the body is the far infrared light. So it's the master cleanser. The other technologies are great. Ozone's great too. I mean, I'm a firm believer in oxygenating the body. I've been selling oxygen products since 1988. I have a health food store for 45 years. We were not only had a health food store, but I was selling massage tools and all these superfoods to health food stores and health professionals since 1980. So I've been around the block a few times, and it's fun. I really enjoy it. It's one of my greatest joys is communicating. It's sharing with others something that helped me become healthier and more free. And when you've had such a change in your life that has transformed your life, and you want to share it with everyone. That's I think human nature. And so the Relax Sauna is the perfect vehicle that I was given to promote. I didn't create the Relax Sauna. It was invented by a team of scientists in Taiwan led by Dr. Chang. We believe that he deserves the Nobel Prize. And what the technology used in the Relax Sauna is unlike any other technology. We use semiconductor chips, and we filter out the near infrared. We give you 100% far infrared light, the only sauna that comes close. So people with $10,000 wooden saunas come to our booth, and they say, that can't do what my sauna does. They get in and they buy for $1,700 a Relax Sauna as an upgrade. And incidentally, we want to give people a discount of $100 off. Can they use do you have a code, or can we use the word sharp?
Sure.
Let's use sharp 25. That's an easy to spell name, isn't it? That's how you spell your name, SHARP.
Pretty easy. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's use sharp 25. And if you
Okay.
go to the website and you go to checkout and you want to buy a sauna, we have a lie down sauna, or we have or the professional model lamp. They're all $100 off. So that'll at least give them a little bit of a gift. No stress. Just you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Phil, and thank you for the vast amount of information and knowledge that you shared with us regarding far infrared and detoxification. And I'll look forward to keeping up with you and what you're doing and where you're speaking, and maybe I'll get to meet you in person somewhere in the near future. Thank you.
Where do you live? I forgot.
In Kansas City area.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. We'll run into each other somehow, some way. We'll find a way. Thanks, Joshua. You're the perfect host.
Thank you. Thanks for tuning in to the Discover Health podcast. Remember, your health is a journey, not a destination. Keep exploring, and we'll see you next week.